Good morning. Welcome to our Sunday Live Dharma. My name is Stella, and I'm a student at Chapel Hill High School. Today, Reverend Sean will share his Dharma talk, Not One Iota of Selfishness. Find your way to page 11, and let us begin by reciting the essential dharmas of daily practice. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. Let us turn lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve for the good of all. Now, please stand up and let's join in the happy relaxation Qi Gong movements, guided by Rebecca. Please now stand behind your mats.
Happy relaxation movements. Okay. Let's start by finding our center of balance, which we call the Danzhong here. It's the power center for our breathing. So if you put your hands here on the lower belly, about 2 inches below your navel, and maybe start your feet a little bit shoulder width apart, and just shift your weight from one leg to the other. And here, your torso is staying straight, and you're bending one leg, putting all the weight here, and then again, straight torso, bending. So you're on a boat, and you're not holding on to anything. Or you're on a subway, and you can't hold on to anything. Good. Looks good. All right, so let's start by circling our ankles, getting our bodies ready for meditation and deep listening. Circle one way, and then the other. I like to bend the toes a little bit. And of course, for any of this, if it doesn't feel good for your body, you don't need to do it, or you can adjust. Other ankle. Other direction. Okay, good. Moving up to the knees. Let's do knees in a circle. And you can go faster than this if you like, or slower. And the other direction. Good. All right, moving to hips. Move our hips in a circle. Our hip bones are like headlights. They stay straight ahead. And you can make wider circles or smaller ones, whatever feels good. And go the other way. All right, let's move up to shoulders. We'll do our elbows in a circle. We'll start small and just get gradually bigger. And the other way. Good. Now let's give our neck a little bit of a stretch. Some people like to go around in a full circle. I usually do half circles because it feels better. And just go slowly around. If you want to stay in one spot because it needs a little more attention, do that. Okay, let's shake some tension out. Anyone have tension? Find it and shake it out. For those of you who can hop, you may hop. I do not hop. Good, get it out. Maybe there's some more on this side. Maybe there's some tension here, here. Good. Nice. Also releasing some of that self-consciousness. If you think I like it up here, you're wrong. Okay, a little bit harder, and slow it down. Stand. You might want to close your eyes, feel a little of that energy you just created. And take a deep breath. Okay, breathing in. Hands up and down with your breath in, out, in, out. Now we'll go over our heads, up. Look at your hands, do a little back bend. And bring them down. Let's do that 2 more times. Hands to the side. We're going to bend at the waist with a flat back. And then we're going to grab a large ball at the bottom and bring it slowly up, crossing our hands back all the way up and down. Let's do that again. Good. I think we have time for 2 forms of the Tai Chi 10 form. And if you remember your center of balance, we'll be using that today. So we'll just be doing waving hands like clouds, and we won't worry about stepping, we'll just be shifting our weight. So waving hands like clouds, we have one hand that we're looking at like you're looking at a mirror. The other hand is to your side, a little bit to the front. And then you're just going to move your torso, looking at your hand. And now switch hands. Great, good. And what's moving our hands is not our arms, it's our torso. So if you just move your torso, the whole thing moves. If that makes sense. Good. Now let's add shifting weight. So your weight is just going to shift slightly to one side, and then slightly to the other. Excellent. Shall we add one balance move? Sure, okay. So now we're going to, there's a string from my wrist to my knee. And I lift up slowly and put it down. And then I do the other side. You've done this before. Good. Excellent. Let's do two more. Excellent. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feet together, hands, palms together. And now join us in 4 bows to the Dharmakaya Buddha.
With gratitude, I bow to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite source of marvelous existence. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of parents, ancestors, and everyone who has given me life and nurtured me. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of fellow beings, embracing the truth of interconnectedness. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of laws, which guides us to develop justice and freedom through Dharma and universal principles. Of sitting meditation. Meditation is simple and easy. Anyone can practice it. Please take time to find your most comfortable position on a mat, a bench, or in a chair. Wiggle and stretch to release any tension in your body. Then gently rock back and forth until you are balanced and settled, like a peaceful mountain. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, release any tension or uneasiness. Relax, and gently bring your focus to your lower abdomen. Allow yourself to settle into belly breathing. As you breathe in, Your lower belly gently expands. When you release your breath, your lower belly gently shrinks. Our lower belly is the home of our whole body. It is the storehouse of our vital Qi energy. We call it Tanjiang, our Qi energy field. Take a moment to breathe deeply from your Tanjiang, settle your mind, and focus there. As you softly breathe in and release, gradually strengthen your lower back and open your chest and heart. You may notice your spine adjusting and straightening. As you feel strengthened and centered, align your ears with your shoulders and let your shoulders melt down away from your neck. Tuck your chin in slightly, let your eyelids relax, and gently drift downward to a place of ease. Enjoy the sensation of your arms and hands relaxing. Now bring your awareness to your tongue. Place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth, right behind your 2 front teeth. When your tongue rests there, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. This is a delightful sign of cool energy ascending. Smile at your calm and clear spirit and swallow. If your face or body begins to itch, simply observe the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly, so you maintain a calm stillness and honor the silent practice of those around you. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not play with them. As you exhale, let them float away like clouds, or invite them to settle down and meditate with you. Continue to bring your awareness back to your Danjiang abiding breath. When your mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation. You'll be free from the distinction between yourself and others, and the limits of time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, deeply aware of our ever calm, ever alert spirit.
Page 4, 영주 prayer chant. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth settles in my being.
My spirit penetrates all things as my mind wills.
Heaven and earth and I become one. I am one with the way of heaven and earth. 영주 천지영기야 심정만 사요해야 심정 천지여와 동일체하여 천지영 심정 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 천지영기야 심정만 사요해야 심정 천지여와 동일체하여 천지영 심정. Prayer for world peace. Grace of heaven and earth, grace of parents, grace of fellow beings, grace of laws. O Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, may we take refuge in Dharma and be filled with compassion and wisdom. May we transform delusion into wisdom, greed into generosity, resentment into gratitude, discord into harmony, and hatred into compassion. May all nations grow and benefit mutually. May the strong help the weak, and may the weak learn and evolve according to Dharma. May all those who have died from world conflicts and disasters be delivered through all obstacles and be at rest. May there be peace throughout the world, and may all beings enjoy tranquility and happiness, living in their original true nature. This we pray with our whole hearts. 원합니다. 원합니다. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing Prajnaparamita, realized that all five aggregates are empty, and thus became free from all suffering and distress. O Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same is true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dhammas are empty. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or good, do not increase or decrease in emptiness. No forms, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of body, no stum body, or mind consciousness, no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of death, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, with nothing to obtain. The Bodhisattva relies on Prajnaparamita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Free from delusion, one dwells in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on Prajnaparamita and obtain supreme enlightenment. Therefore know that Prajnaparamita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequal mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true, not false, so proclaim the Prajnaparamita mantra, which says, Gong, Gong, Gong beyond, far beyond, now awaken, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Asam, Gate, Bodhisattva, Gate, Gate, Para, Gate, Asam, Gate, Bodhisattva.
This morning, Reverend Sean will share his Dharma talk, Not One Iota of Selfishness. Let us practice deep listening as we welcome Reverend Sean.
One of the things I love about this place is the clear sky. So I often pause and look upward. Unless it's cloudy, it's mostly so clear. At the end of morning meditation, dawn breaks. During the night, the stars appear as if they're pouring down. At those moments, my turbulent heart, along with the clear, pristine sky, also seems to clear up. It feels like as if I have arrived in heaven. Or perhaps my mind has become clear, serene, and connected with the sky. In Korean, the word 하늘 can be translated as the sky and heaven, or empty voidness, which includes both the meaning of physical space and the spiritual realm. This word 하늘 frequently appears in our scripture. The founding master Sotaesan once asked the disciples if they had ever seen heavenly beings. He said, "Have you ever seen heavenly beings? Heavenly beings do not reside in some distant heavenly realm. The children over there are heavenly beings. Since they don't have one iota of selfishness in their minds, they receive heaven's endowment through their mothers. But as their self-consciousness begins gradually to grow, their endowment from heaven also gradually comes to an end. People cultivating the way without selfish thoughts will receive immeasurable endowments from heaven. But as soon as they begin to have selfish thoughts, the path to heaven's endowments will also be blocked." We were once heavenly beings. Do you recall that time? When we were born into this world, our hearts were pure, our minds untainted by even an iota of greed or selfishness. Yet, as we mature, the concept of me, myself, gradually takes root. We become aware of what we like or dislike, calculate what is beneficial or harmful to us, and discern what is right or wrong. Slowly, this self-centered greed or selfishness grows within us. In the process, we drifted away from the heavenly being we once were. As practitioners, we study our mind, heart, emotions, senses, and spirit. Through meditation, chanting, and Dharma study, we try to be free from this selfishness, the myself mind. Perhaps we practice because we hope to become that heavenly being again. In our practice, we commonly compare heaven or the empty sky to the truth or our original mind or 일원상. Although invisible, it encompasses everything. Now let us explore Master Jeongsan's wisdom on how we can become like this heaven. Master Jeongsan said, "You must become the empty sky. Because the sky is empty, it subsumes all things. To become a great person, your mind has to become like the empty sky. Regulate yourself, care for your families, and govern the nation with an empty mind. Harmonize with all your friends and fellow with an empty mind. If you are free from the sign of self, if you go beyond the limit of remoteness or closeness, and if you are free from love and hatred, then you are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas." What does Master Jeongsan mean by empty mind? When we are very young, our minds are open and pure, uncluttered and receptive. As we grow, life gives us lessons and we accumulate knowledge. This process is essential for our development. However, what happens to us humans is that we often become entrenched in our acquired belief that we feel certain that we know. In this certainty, we are less open and our mind is cluttered. So, by letting go of this I know mind, we can empty our mind. That the one that remains fresh, uncluttered, and open to the beauty of each unfolding moment. Heavenly beings embody this empty mind that embraces everything, truth, and connects with heaven. If we can just let go of our ego selfishness, we too can become heavenly beings. This reminds me of the selfless service of great figures in our history, and especially in our Won Buddhist culture, ordained and lay teachers over the last 109 years. There were lots of selfless services. When I listen to their stories, I deeply feel respect and awe and wonder how they accomplished such great things. Actually, the story is not far. It's right here. As you have already know, when I observe Reverend Won Gong closely, her loving care and unwavering dedication toward our members become evident. With genuine concern, she tends to everyone's needs, ensuring their well-being. Reverend Won Gong also established and nurtured this practice community here. It is her selflessness, a life as a heavenly being that made it possible. As a result, heaven's endowment is naturally given, not only in the form of food or resources, but also through precious connections and affinities that help. I really aspire to be like Reverend Won Gong. I would like to have this immeasurable, heavenly mind, empty mind of selfless service. So I try to find what my ego triggers are. It's a little embarrassing, but to share. Effective communication is an important thing when living and working together. But when I'm told to do something more than once, an instant disturbances arise. So when Reverend Won Gong reminds me to do something, I sometimes find myself trying to speak over her. Yeah, I know. Well, it's more louder than that. Actually, inside my mind, I think, I've heard this before. Is she accusing me or attacking me? In those moments, I catch myself wanting to prove that I, the great Sean, already knew that or did it. This is such a rude and childish action, However, at other times, when my mind is calm, clear, and empty, I pause as I listen carefully to Reverend Won Gong. Without interpretation by my ego, my empty mind feels only care and love from my senior teacher. It helps me to be mindful. My I don't know mind resets my ego mind and allows me to be fully present and grateful for every word I hear. The title of my talk is Not One Iota of Selfishness. Yet I have been talking about empty mind and ego mind. How does it connect? Our ego mind selfishly wastes all its energy grasping for self-validation. Our empty mind has not one iota of selfishness and is the mind that we can recover. As our teachers said, we can all become heavenly beings when we let go of our self-attachments. just like children. So, let us find our true nature by looking at Ilonsang. Let us meet our empty mind by looking at the sky. Let us be reminded of heavenly beings by looking at our children. In their laughter, may we hear the echo of enlightenment, and in their innocence, we glimpse the smile of Buddha. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Sean. That was beautiful. You remind us that we are spiritual beings and that we can touch that if we pause. And I appreciate that. And I liked that you shared your ego triggers, because I have exactly the same one. And we all can think of our own. So at this point, this is a good time for those who are at home to put your reflections in the chat or silently reflect. And here, pair up and share your reflections on Reverend Sean's enlightening talk with each other.
Beautiful, active Dharma conversation. Reverend Shan's talk today reminds me of a koan, contemplation question that Patty reads every morning at 6:30 morning meditation. It goes like this. Heaven and earth know without knowing anything. Heaven and earth know without knowing anything. So my quick interpretation on this part, usually we are not supposed to interpret. Our pure, selfless mind knows, hears, and sees without the ego of knowing anything. Thank you, Reverend Shan, for your good talk, wonderful talk, insightful talk. Speaking of the Reverend Shan's talk, he addressed the first verse from chapter 3 practice, verse 35. That was his focus. In our scripture book, do you know how many verses on the chapter 3 practice? Guess. 66. Very close. So from this week, from this Thursday, for 66 weeks, we will take a journey, one verse at a time. Reading, contemplating, discussing, debating, questioning, meditating on each verse per week for 66 weeks. Thursday morning, 10 a.m. I know some of you are not available. It's via Zoom, but whenever you can, you are invited to join us. But when you are not available, you contemplate on your own pace and bring your thoughts, questions, and any feedback. So we are going this journey together. Who is this? Would you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is James, and my correct name is Hyungwan. So I go by with different names in different countries. I have, I think, 5 names. Really, yeah. And I mean, usually I probably introduce myself that I work on energy markets policy, clean energy with the U.S. government, with the White House, and the other governments too. And I also own a consultancy, and I recently co-founded a startup. But that's more of the sacred time. So in Won Buddhism temple. I was born, grown, educated in Korea, and I was born with the Won Buddhism. Both of my families, mom and dad sides, are deeply, deeply rooted in Won Buddhism. So I was really thankful for that. But at the same time, as usual, when you get into puberty and you kind of refuse everything that you own, you got and so I was straight a little bit. Yeah, and I also regained my access throughout my time. Interestingly, while I was living outside of Korea, so I was thankful for that. And yeah, and in the U.S., I got involved with the Chicago temple and then San Francisco and Berkeley temple. Depends on where I was living. And now I'm visiting North Carolina area for the extended business trip, a lot more extended than I was initially thinking. And this is my first time visiting here, and I actually had a very high expectation of this temple because I'm not sure how many temples you have visited in the US, but when you go to different temples, they have a different styles, different structures, and different purposes and all. But this temple had a very, very high reputation, if you have noticed that, for many different reasons. So I'm so happy that I'm visiting here today and see you all and see those wonderful moments together. So thank you so much.
James?
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's a happy surprise to have you here. Well, when you talk about reputation, so please be careful not to create ego about the reputation. We have a wonderful upcoming celebration as spring energy arises every day. Anyone visited Raleigh Temple before? Please raise your hand. Oh, a lot of you. Okay, we have a very special event upcoming. It's called 10th anniversary. What do you do for anniversary celebration? Music, food, and we have a very special guest visiting, Head Dharma Master of the United States. From upstate New York, Venerable Chuksanim will be visiting us to bless that celebration. Also, Reverend Ginger will be visiting us. So this can be a wonderful time to check it out. Our Raleigh Temple, the beautiful wooded area, and then lovely nature surroundings if you haven't visited. So who wants to go? It's March 17, 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Let me see your hands raising up. Wow, wonderful. There you go. Wonderful. Zoe, do we have more announcements?
Yes. Speaking of Raleigh, every Sunday at 4 p.m., we have peaceful community meditation and Dharma contemplation. And also in Raleigh, spaces are still available for the half-day spring retreat, which will be held on Saturday afternoon, March 23rd, in the Daffodil Garden next to the woods at Balls Lake. Please sign up now. And next Sunday, here, children will meet at the residence at 10 a.m. for calm meditation and fun activities, and young adults will meet in the Dharma Hall right after the morning service. Also, children's summer camp flyers and our temple's annual events calendars are available in the foyer and on our website. If you're on our community email group, you will receive all the updates about all our upcoming wonderful events. You can sign up on one of these cards. We are grateful for your kind awareness that our temple is able to support and continue its spiritual work thanks to your generous financial support. In the foyer, you will find our offering table and the QR codes for digital donations. You'll also find donation information on our website, and also please consider becoming a temple sustainer. It is a wonderful and convenient way to provide regular support. Many thanks to those who have already shared their donations, and many thanks to those who will. Now, let us bless each other with our morning prayer song on page 13.
Dhammakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind, may I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dhammakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dhammakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day with compassion. Today making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. In gratitude, let us bow to our friends right next to us. And let's give big waves to Mr. Sony to say howdy, thank you, good day to our online friends. Keep waving with your big smiles.